Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider. This thing must have been bit by a goat. Oh, what's going on, YouTube? This is what would Josh do, and this is a super exciting video. By far of the year, hands down, most exciting video. So this is something that I saw only one video of, and it wasn't my style of video. I had a lot of questions that weren't answered, so that's why I make videos, because I see someone else do it, and I think I can do it better. I know that sounds bad, but I spent $149 on this thing after taxes and everything was said and done. $149. So that's not a little bit to me. That's a kind of a big purchase. So is this worth $150 to you? That's what I want to answer in this video. I want to simulate almost everything I can and tell you whether it's worth it or not. So look at this. I like this. I like this a lot. It says PD, so power delivery. It says QC, so quick charge. It says SCP, and it says PPS. So that means Samsung super fast charging. So PD 3.1, that means that it's going to support the 140 watts. Two-way fast charging. It's got a huge 48,000 milliamp hour battery. It's got a light. It's awesome. It's got some information here. Let me go ahead and zoom in on that for you. So you've got a USB-A port, two USB-Cs. Okay, so USB-C 2 and 3 can do 100 watts, while USB-C 1 can do the 140 watts. So that's awesome. And then it's got a bunch of information there in different languages that you can pause and read if you really want to. On the back of it, holy smokes, lots of data here. Lots of data. So it can do up to 28 volts at 5 amps on USB-C 1 input, or USB-C 1 output can do up to 140 watts, which is 28 volts at 5 amps. USB-C 2 and 3 can do up to 20 volts at 5 amps. USB-A can do up to 12 volts at 1.5 amps, or more commonly, 9 volts and 2 amps. And then multi-port can do all three combined. So the picture shows that it can do 100 watts off of all three ports. So you could have a MacBook Pro charging 100 watts, you could have a ROG Ally X charging 100 watts, and you could have, I don't know what else would use 100 watts, but something will. You can have all three of those things charging at 100 watts each using this guy. So that's freaking nuts. You have some data down here, which is some safety listings in the UPC. And here we have, so we can have our tablet charging off of that Type-C port. We can have our phone charging off that Type-C port. We can have our laptop charging off that Type-C port. Then we can have some lower power devices charging off the USB-A port, such as your watch and your earbuds. So you can have 5 things charging at one time. And then it's got that handle, which makes it really portable. All right, and now most importantly, let's open this box up. Oh, it's got some like tape on it, like seal. I like opening a present on Christmas morning. Please charge power bank before initial use to activate. So we got this here. What's this? So we've got some cables. Ooh, it's nice and thick. Let's see. Hopefully it's a 140 watt cable. It says UGREEN. Okay. We're gonna use our tester and figure out what that can do. So we have the power bank. Oh, this is super exciting to me. Oh my goodness. I can't contain the excitement. I'm just so excited. I truly think this could be the ultimate, the absolute ultimate laptop charger, Steam Deck charger, ROG Ally charger, like just anything and everything. Just charge it all. All right, so a lot of times I forget to take a good first look at the device or the product. So let's do that, all right? Let's take a nice view of it. So we see UGREEN. We got possibly a screen here. More than likely it's a screen. We've got a power button, and it says to activate it, you got to plug it in. So USB 1, USB 2, USB-C. Actually, 3. It says in and out 3, out 4, out 5. Okay, interesting. So this is going to be the port you want to use to charge this thing. So these are only out, and this is in. So that's very interesting. We have a light here. We're going to have to figure out how to activate that. We're definitely going to take a look at the back of this thing to see all these numbers and data. So I say it all the time. I'll say it again. On my tiny little screen, I can't see what you can see, but probably a lot of the same stuff you saw before. I don't know, my camera's kind of at an angle, so I don't know what's better, this angle or the previous angle. All right, so, oh my goodness, there's some more stuff here. So caution, this device is not intended to use in a commercial repair facility. Risk of electric shock. Do not remove cover. Okay, cool. So, wow, it's kind of heavy. Like, it's pretty frigging heavy. ADHD. I say I'm gonna weigh something, like, and I do it at the very end of the video, or I forget. So, let's weigh it. So that's 1 kilogram, 650 grams. This is the second product that's been on this scale that has weighed outside of just grams. Like, it's added the kg. That equals 3 pounds, 10 ounces, or 3.63 pounds, or just 58.2 ounces. To make things simple, to like division and, you know, like just a simple number, right? This is 58. Okay, so 58.2. So this is a very powerful product, right? This is not a very powerful product. It weighs 82 ounces. It only does 65 watts out on one of the ports, and then, or 60. So 60 or 65. And then the output right here can do up to 27. So combined all together, it can do up to 90, like altogether, like 87. But it stores a lot of energy. It's 192 watt hours. But it weighs 82.5 ounces. That's heavy. And it's just not very powerful. So 60 watts versus 140 watts on one port, or 300 watts altogether when this does, 87 watts altogether. Like, come on, this thing is far superior. The watt hours of this thing is 153. This is 192. So there is a difference there. These are all things that I bought with my own money. Just full disclaimer. Now, let's go ahead and charge it up. Oh, that is so cool. So it's got the rubber feet on the bottom here. Plus, it also has rubber feet here, so you can lay it down either way. That's super cool. We're going to stay in true UGREEN fashion and use this 160 watt thing here. For those of you that, because you guys keep asking me, right? And I forget to do it. This is the Power Z. This is my tester that I use and I love. I made a video on it. This thing can tell me a lot of data about this guy, right? So I will pin a comment. It'll have a link to this thing in the description below. I use this a lot. So I want to see what that cable can do that it comes with, because that's very curious to me. So we're going to go ahead and do something I don't normally do, and I need to start doing with everything that I come across. So modules, USB-C e-marker. Oh, it's a 240 watt cable. This right here is a passive cable. It's 50 volts at 5 amps for 240 watts EPR. So there you go. There's some data about the cable. To put that into perspective, let's go ahead and test this cable that came with a Samsung power bank, and let's see what this thing can do. It's not even reading an e-marker from it. Let's test this cable from another company and just see. Oh, there we go. Boom. Okay. So this cable from another company is also 50 volts, 5 amps, 240. And it says the vendor, so join soon. Oh, so it changes in real time. That's cool. As soon as I plug it in, it just, boom, undefined vendor. Interesting. Anyways, we're going to use this cable since we know this is a powerful cable. And this is a 160 watt charger that can do 140 watts on one of the ports. And we're going to connect our tester, and we're going to activate this power bank by plugging into that first port there. All right, so let me put this so you can see the screen on it. Okay, so there we go. We are charging this bad boy up at 135 watts. So this thing should recharge very quickly at that current speed. Very simple screen, just shows the 29%. And there you go. If you look at the little tester here, it shows that it's at 27.6 volts, 4.9 amps, and it is 136 watts. And it says that it's PD 3.1. So yeah, that's going to be fast. We are already at 31%. All right, so one of the things I'm going to do that I rarely ever do is look at the instructions to see how this thing works, because we're going to go ahead and let this thing fully charge up, since that is a rather quick process. And wow, there's a lot of stuff inside here. So user instruction, not much there. Not much there. All right, then we got the instruction booklet here. Oh my gosh. So lots of stuff here. Total output power, total input power, remaining battery, the light. Okay, the power button. Single click, power on. Single click, when powered on. Screen on, off. Press and hold for 3 seconds to activate trickle charging mode. Double click to power off. So this thing does have a trickle charging mode, which is pretty cool. The light button, single click. Cycle through low, high, SOS, and off. And then recharging it, and then charging up your device. After charging is complete, please remove the connected device. The product will automatically power off after 3 minutes. To manually power it off, double-click the power button. Ooh, there's some information about trickle charging. So press and hold for about 3 seconds. To deactivate it, press and hold the power button for 3.5 seconds. And then we have this little chart here, which is also available on their Amazon listing. So it's up to 3-port charging, and then 4-port charging, and then 5-port charging. I like the 3-port charging the most because look at this. You can do all 3 USB-C ports at 100 watts each. So that's very impressive. All right, I'm going to let this thing charge up, and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. This thing is fully charged. It's not drawing any more power from the wall. And as you can see here, it's putting about half a watt into it. So it is fully charged. So now we can actually spend a little bit of time with this thing. So press the button here and the screen turns off. Press it, the screen turns on, double press. All right, so let's long press the button. And there we go. We got that trickle charge mode. Does a little animation there. That's kind of weird, but okay. And then you turn it off with this button. My charger, like the wall charger here, got way warmer than this thing did. Like, wow. This thing did not get very hot. Now, I'm thinking that if you try to push 300 watts from it, that might do it. Like, I imagine you drain this thing very fast. And I don't even have a way to pull 300 watts from this. I actually was using my laptop and getting the battery down low so that I could get 100 watts out of it. And then my Steam Deck is 45 watts, and I got that down low. Yeah, I don't have enough things that'll draw 100 watts. I need to get some things that'll pull 100 watts that one of you recommended yesterday. Oh, okay, so the button here is right. Wow. Holy smokes. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good, but high is, oh my word. Dude, I have really bright lights in, look, hold on. Okay, so my filming lights are currently off right now. Look at this. That's on low. High. Oh my gosh. That's a significant amount of light. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna connect to my laptop. All right, so we've got 3 USB-C ports. Let's connect 3 USB-C cables. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so let's connect the first one to our laptop's USB-C port. All right, so that says it's currently 94 watts going out, and this little thing here reads 87. Let's connect our Steam Deck and get that charging. Okay, so the laptop's charging at 70 watts. The Steam Deck's charging at 45. Let's see if this thing can do PPS at 5 amps and charge this Samsung Galaxy tablet. So we got the 2 icons. We got super fast charging 2.0. Let's go. Dude, that's freaking awesome. So look at that. We're charging this thing at 38 watts right now. So we got the laptop going at 90 watts, 87. This is going at 36. This is going at 41. And if we were to launch a game, I've actually been playing the first Red Dead Redemption on my Nintendo Switch, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's the first game I've played with a story that I've been trying to get it into and learn the characters, and so far it's really, really good. All right, so actually some technical difficulties with the, I needed to sign into my, anyways. So Red Dead Redemption 1's a ton of fun, and I've been really enjoying it, and I'm excited to play 2. The guy at work told me, do not play 2 until you played 1. So I've been doing that. So I'm not going to connect the USB-A things because of the fact that I don't even want to see them in the first place. I truly don't want to see them in the first place. I'm perfectly happy with just USB-C, and the fact that this can do 3 ports with 100 watts. If I had 3 things on this table right now that could charge at 100 watts, this thing would be doing that right now. But I don't. But I am seeing up to 180 watts being drawn out of it. So we're going to disconnect the tablet, and we're going to connect the laptop and the Steam Deck. All right, so let's connect it to that 140 watt charger. while it's currently powering our laptop at 90 watts and our Steam Deck at 40. And yeah, so it is climbing. Look at that. Look at that. So basically, we're going to be able to sustain this load. Since this can do 135 watts in, and this is doing 139 watts out, we're actually able to just sustain this permanently. So, and now look, we're actually going down. So we're actually going to slowly put battery back into it at a faster rate than we're currently getting rid of it. So this is super freaking exciting. I love this. And then I want to see what happens when we disconnect the input. So let's see if anything changes. So pay attention to this number here. Let's see if anything happens. And okay. So it doesn't look like it was interrupted. Let's go ahead and plug it in. And I didn't see this thing change. So it doesn't look like it got interrupted at all. And we're back to charging this thing up. And then one last time we'll unplug it. And yeah, it does. There's no interruptions. This is freaking sick. This is awesome. Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider. This thing must have been bit by a goat. This guy right here officially just kills this, in my opinion, because this thing can charge at 140 watts and it can output 100 watts. It does 250 maximum. It has 2 USB-C. This has 3 USB-C. This can do 250 watts. This is going to do 300 watts. This has a bigger battery. This has a light. I mean, besides the fact that this is a smaller size, this was my ultimate power bank. This is the 250 watt Anker power bank. This was my ultimate power bank. This is now my ultimate power bank. This thing is freaking sick. I can connect my MacBook Pro to this thing, and I can charge my MacBook Pro at 100 watts. And I've got a nice big battery in here that can keep my MacBook going for quite a long time. I can keep my Steam Deck going for quite a long time. When my ROG Ally X comes and it can pull 100 watts from this thing, we're going to test and see how long this thing can do 100 watts before it dies from full to empty. I'm excited. This thing has me excited. I can honestly say yes, this was totally worth $150 based on what I'm seeing today, right here, right now. I do wish there was a way to keep that screen permanently bright. The brightness on it does turn down after a few moments, but I do like that it just goes down. It doesn't turn it off. To turn it off, then you just double press the button. Oh wow, I actually killed the output by doing that. Anyways, this thing's awesome. I'll have a link to it in the description below if you want to purchase one of these for yourself. It will be my Amazon affiliate link, and I will earn a little bit of commission each time somebody uses that link, which then helps me buy more stuff on Amazon. So it's just like a infinite loop. Anytime someone clicks my link and buys something, I can then go and buy something after a while. It's not even pennies on the dollar, but you know, it does equal something. And then I'm able to turn around and purchase stuff like this with my own money. Oh, and then I forgot to do this, so let's do it now. Basically, we're going to run through and we're going to check all of the different protocols that the USB-C port can do. So, I mean, we saw that on the box and on the back of it, but I still like to run this little tool just to see, you know, versus the manufacturer printing that it can do something versus a third-party tool that doesn't care what it's connected to. It's just going to give you the data that it's being received from it. Oh my gosh. So yeah, PD 3.1, that's a lot of stuff there. And there's a whole lot of data there. So yeah, PPS at up to 5 amps, 20 volts at 5 amps, and then 28 volts at 5 amps. And then now we're running the test on the other port. So we can see on PD that it goes at 5 amps PPS, which is awesome. And then 20 volts, 5 amps. So that is 100 watts. And that other port's going to do the same thing. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I make content like this all the time. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. This is What Would Josh Do? And I'm out.